The verdict that shattered everything. A Judge Lauren Lake story. Hook. The courtroom was silent. Not the kind of silence that comes from order, but the kind that comes from shock. Judge Lauren Lake, a woman known for her steady voice and unshakable confidence, stood frozen at the bench. The audience was waiting. The attorneys were watching. But Lauren didn't see any of them, because in her hand was a DNA envelope. Not for a case she was presiding over. Not for a family torn apart. Not for a dispute she was meant to settle. This envelope was for her. And for the first time in her entire career, the truth she was about to discover terrified her. Act 1. The call. It had all started that morning. An ordinary Tuesday at the Providence Family Court in Rhode Island. Sunlight spilled across the marble floors. Assistants hurried through the halls. Coffee cups clattered. Lawyers rehearsed statements under their breath. Everything looked the same, but nothing felt the same. Lauren stepped into her chambers at 8:45 a.m. sharp, just like she had for 15 years. Her assistant, Maria, placed the day's files neatly on her desk. Light docket today, Judge. 2 paternity cases and 1 custody hearing. Lauren nodded with a soft smile. She always smiled. It was her armor. But behind that smile, something was breaking. Because last night, at exactly 11:13 p.m., Lauren had received a phone call that cracked open the life she thought she understood. A voice she hadn't heard in 23 years. Lauren, it's Michael. Michael Brennan. We need to talk. It's about Sarah. And just like that, everything inside her twisted. Sarah. Her Aunt Sarah. The woman who tucked her into bed when she was little. The woman who never missed a birthday. The woman who hugged her too long and cried too easily. Lauren had always wondered why. But the courtroom doesn't wait for personal crises. Lauren put on her robe, stepped through the heavy double doors, and the audience rose as one. Good morning, everyone. And she said the words perfectly. Her voice never trembled. Her hands never shook. She was still Judge Lake, calm, commanding, composed. The first case was easy. A young couple arguing about the paternity of their daughter. Lauren read the DNA results, delivered her ruling, and watched as the couple embraced, finally united by truth. Truth, she thought. If only my truth were that simple. During her lunch break, she finally gathered the courage to call Michael back. She closed the chamber doors, sat at her desk, and dialed the number slowly, like the digits themselves were dangerous. Michael answered on the first ring. Lauren? His voice was older now, heavier. Michael, what is this about? You said it's about Sarah. There was a long pause, then another, and then he spoke the words that made Lauren's hands turn cold. She's sick, very sick. Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. They're giving her 3 months. Lauren pressed her palm against her forehead. I'm so sorry. Can I help? Cannot. Lauren, Michael interrupted gently. She wants to tell you the truth about your mother. Silence filled the room. A silence so heavy it felt physical. My mother? Lauren whispered. Michael took a shaky breath. Can you come to Boston this weekend? Please. Sarah wants to tell you herself. It's time. Lauren hung up the phone and stared at the wall behind her desk, the familiar degrees and certifications blurring into nothing. Her mother had died when she was 3. There had been a car accident. Her father raised her alone. That was the story. That had always been the story. So why did her heart feel like it already knew a different truth? Act 2. The revelation. Saturday arrived far too quickly. Lauren drove the 3 hours to Boston in a daze. The city looked the same. The brownstone looked the same. Even the brass lion-shaped door knocker looked untouched by time. Michael opened the door with a soft, sad smile. She's upstairs. She's been waiting for you. Lauren took the stairs slowly, one at a time. Each step heavier. Each breath harder. When she reached the cracked open door of Sarah's bedroom, she pushed it gently. And there she was. Sarah Brennan. But not the Sarah she remembered. Her face was pale, thin. Her hair tugged back into a loose bun. Her eyes tired but glowing when they landed on Lauren. My beautiful girl, Sarah whispered. Come sit with me. Lauren sat beside her and took her frail hand. Aunt Sarah, Michael said you needed to tell me something. About my mother. Sarah swallowed, her voice trembling. Oh, Lauren, I wish I could tell you gently, but there's no gentle way. She took a long breath. I am your mother. The world blurred. The air thickened. Lauren felt something collapse inside her chest. No, she said automatically. No, that's not. My mother died. When I was 3, Dad told me. Your father lied, Sarah said softly. He lied to protect me. And to protect you. Lauren's throat tightened. But why? Tears filled Sarah's eyes. I was 19 when I had you. Lost. Addicted. In a relationship that was hurting me. I tried to care for you. I really did. But one night, I left you alone in the apartment. Just for a few hours. I told myself it would be fine. She closed her eyes. When I came back, you were gone. Your father, my brother, had taken you. He said I was unfit. He said he could give you a better life. And he was right. Lauren's jaw clenched. And the accident? The funeral? The lies? We did it together, Sarah whispered. I went to rehab. I worked so hard to get clean. But by then, you had a life. A good life. Your father offered me a role, your aunt. A safe distance. A chance to love you without disrupting your world. Lauren stood up abruptly, tears burning her eyes. You let me believe you were dead. I know, Sarah cried. And I regret it every day. Act 3. The choice. Lauren stayed in Boston for the rest of the weekend. The conversations were long, painful, necessary. When she left Sunday evening, Sarah held her hand tightly. You have to decide what to do with this truth. Your father, he thinks I'll die with a secret. He never wanted to hurt you. Lauren nodded. But now you know, and you must choose what comes next. Justice or mercy. Truth or peace. The very choices she weighed every day in her courtroom now lived inside her. Monday morning, back in her courtroom, Lauren tried to bury her emotions under her robe, her authority, her practiced calm. But destiny wouldn't let her. The case that morning involved a woman who'd hidden her child's real father for 5 years. For protection, for stability, for love. Lauren listened as both sides argued passionately. And then she spoke. Her voice was slow, measured, heavy with personal truth. Secrets, even those told with love, have consequences. Truth is painful, but lies steal identity. We reveal the truth not to punish, but to heal. The entire courtroom fell silent. No one knew it, but she was speaking her own truth aloud for the first time. After court, she sat alone on the judge's bench, pulled out her phone, typed a message with trembling fingers. Dad, we need to talk. I know about Sarah. She stared at the message, took a deep breath, and pressed send. Act 4. The healing. 3 months later, Lauren stood at Sarah's graveside. A small ceremony. A few close friends. Michael, and the man she had always called Dad. Their conversation after the text had been long, painful, emotional. He apologized. She cried. He cried. They rebuilt their relationship piece by piece. Now, as they stood beside Sarah's grave, he whispered, She loved you. So much. She always did, even when she couldn't be who you needed. Lauren squeezed his hand. I know, and I love her too. The Anne I knew, and the mother I'm learning to understand. They walked away slowly, the autumn wind brushing past them, and Lauren felt something shift inside her. The truth didn't break her. It rebuilt her. Epilogue. The next morning in her courtroom, she greeted the room. Good morning, everyone. Same words, but now, a different woman. A woman who understood that justice is not just truth. Justice is truth with mercy, with compassion, with grace. And sometimes, the hardest case you'll ever judge is your own life. The end.